Set your place on fire.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Welcome, everyone. You are listening to the Narrative Podcast, and I am your host, Halsey Allen. How are you on this great, wonderful Wednesday? It's hump day. We almost over the hump. So, welcome all my narrators. And welcome to anyone that may be currently listening to me now and is not familiar with my platform. I'll remedy that in just a second. So, I'm just going to give a brief rundown of, my platform to anybody new that may be listening. So, this is a live edition of my podcast. My normal edition runs every single weekend. It has a format, and on that format, I have speaking points. But yeah, I'm live today. So let's start at the top. My podcast is titled The Narrative Podcast. It's titled The Narrative Podcast for a reason. The reason being is because the liberal media, we use a false narrative about original people and original culture. I'll get to the original part in just a sec. And it's purposefully done. They basically perpetuate negative stereotypes about our people. They perpetuate them, they generate them, and they just focus the lens on all the negative things we got going on in our culture and the nuances within our culture. They do this to primarily sell news, but also to keep a stranglehold on the wealth gap we have, because they personify all these negative stereotypes and basically keep us out of the loop, or keep us out of the way of obtaining tangibles. Example, what do I mean by that? Such as like these negative stereotypes play a factor into home ownership. These negative stereotypes play a factor in employment. People are reluctant to hire original people based on these stereotypes. Financial institutions are reluctant to loan money out to people, original people, because of these negative stereotypes. And then people outside of our culture view us a certain way. They view us as hostile, lazy, uneducated, all the usual suspects. Basically, the media is just controlling the minds of the people. So it's like $1 billion a year industry, making us appear to be something that we're not. And like I said, it's intentionally done. And so on my platform, what I wanted to do is create a platform where I'm showcasing and highlighting us at our best and playing up our strengths, and just basically edifying our culture and, promoting and creating positive self-images of us, just give us something positive to look forward to. That's what I want to do on my platform. What I don't do is gossip. I don't slander and drag brothers and sisters on this platform. I just, build up, not destroy, not tear down, because we get enough of that Now, what I will do if one of us is, doing something in the eye of the public that has us all looking and sounding crazy, I will address that in a commentary. But other than that, this is basically just for it to uplift us and edify us. That's what the Narrative Podcast is all about. My tagline is the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. Now, since I've broken that down about my podcast, what it is, what it's about, well, the way I destroy the negative stereotypes is by providing positive frames of reference. So this is a live edition. What I'm going to do is share some positive articles. And I'll tell you in a second, when I get to that part, what I do in a normal broadcast day. I'll run my format down after I'm done sharing this content. But before I dive into that, on to the original part. I recently had an epiphany about the word black. And I decided to, try to get that out of my vocabulary. Because I also believe in the power of words. On my platform, I believe once you release a word out of your mouth, it manifests into reality, and you're bound by the words you speak. So, knowing what we know about the word black, if you go into any dictionary or thesaurus, you will see all kinds of negative nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, and, pretty much any type of English grammatical sentence with negative connotations surrounding the word black. And that is also intentionally done. See, when we say we're black, it kind of speaks something over us. Because when you look in a dictionary, they got all these negative examples of black, like a black plague. Black symbolizes death. Black symbolizes being broke financially. Black, the way they have it in the dictionary, basically symbolizes the end of all things. Now, the only positive thing you can say about the word black is all the colors in the color spectrum are derived from the color black. And then also black is the dominant gene if we're talking, genealogy or, the study of that. I'm sorry, it just escapes me at the second. But you know what I'm getting at. It's not too many positive words or connotations surrounding the word black. But what is positive? The word original. And it's proof positive that we were and are the original people of this planet. We are the original man and woman of the planet Earth. There was not a single corner of the globe that we wasn't already occupying when civilization started. And that's proof positive, proven fact. It holds up. It's a litmus test. Anybody knows anything about anything knows this. So that's why I've elected to refer to our people as original. So it's not a self-hatred thing. I'm not ashamed of being black. It's just a self-awareness thing because we didn't choose to call ourselves black. People that did not look like us assigned that word to us. And when they did it, they knew what they were doing in a sense. You can go look at our culture and look at us in any part of the world, So like the way they got in the dictionary, black is dead and dying. And, in so many words, we are dying emotionally, we're dying financially, we're dying spiritually. So all about speaking positivity over us. That's why I'm referring to us as original people. Now, what I won't do, like, I'm not so woke, I'm an insomniac. Like, sometimes if somebody's tuning in right now, they might think I'm reaching, but trust me, I'm not a reacher. It makes sense when you think about it. I always try to, for the most part, have a method to my madness. I don't just be talking out about my behind. I research my information that I share. And I have a overall point with the content I share. And then lastly, before I dive into the content, my overall takeaway I want for this platform is for people to realize the importance of sharing positive content on your platform. So if you're a content creator, or, if you're just active on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever platform you're active on, you need to realize if you're an original man or original woman, how important it is to share positive content about, our people. Because whatever content you share online, basically these days is your carbon footprint. People associate your content with you as an individual, your personality, your upbringing, your faith and value system is, the content you share online. So meaning, like, if you're always sharing gang culture, if you're always sharing drug culture, thought culture, rape culture, people are going to just assume that's you. So people outside of our culture, they don't know any better. Most of the people that prejudge and make these assumptions about our people, they make these assumptions based on the frames of reference that they're given, and all the frames of the reference they're given by the media are negative frames of reference. So it's up to each and every one of us to share positive frames of reference to just put out there in the atmosphere. So, you can see, the original people family structure. You can see a mother and a father present in the household. You can see our children doing positive things. You can see activism and leadership in our community, instead of always just showing us destitute, disenfranchised, and engaging in some type of dysfunction or toxicity. So I hope that made sense. And without any further ado, I'm going to dive right on into this content. So this is a live edition, and what I do on live edition is share positive articles that I came across. They came across my feed, and hope it inspires you, and hoping it motivates you and fulfills you, with some type of dignity and just a sense of, purpose and meaning, not just feeling how they want us to feel with the content that they share about our people. So, my first article, the headline reads, check. Okay, I'm just seeing if I'm still here, because I'm live. You got to do that periodically. All right, so the headline reads, 5 black middle school kids from Florida make history, complete their first year of college. They're all young ladies. So young ladies' names are Miracle Butler, age 14. Kenyaya Washington, age 15. Tariq Nash, age 14, and Caitlin Archie McDonald, I believe she is 14 as well. I have to double check. I don't know. So they did this feat by participating in a dual enrollment program at Icon Preparatory School in Tampa, Florida. And their mission statement is they're dedicated to closing the achievement gap in students that live in underserved communities. So that's very, very positive. My only critique is I'm not a big fan of the word underserved. I feel like that's a code word, for us original people. And I kind of take a slight offense of the word underserved when I, see nonprofit organizations use that word. To me, in my mind, how I'm thinking they're just like out the gate calling us poor and calling us disenfranchised. We're not underserved because we're lacking money. We're underserved because the powers that be refuse to serve us. So I just don't understand like saying underserved. So I just take a personal issue with that. Next article. The headline reads, Father and son open a new hardware store franchise in their neighborhood. Gentleman's name is Warren Pengram and his son Christian Austin. And this is the Ace Hardware store in South Fulton, Georgia. So the article really didn't say how they acquired the franchise, but nevertheless, it was very impressive because we don't hear a lot of, positive news about original men. Most of the news we hear about us is us, killing somebody, going off to jail, or, dying a tragic death. So anytime I come across positive articles about original males, I'm most likely going to share it on my platform. Now, and then I'm going to go off on another kind of little side tangent about franchises. It's all well and good to, own a franchise, but, the ultimate goal is to, own your own from the top to the bottom. So, because, even though you may own the franchise, you still have to go by their rules, their schematics, their sales module. You can hire who you want to, but, you still have to do it by their rules. But we're glad they got the franchise, and I'm waiting with great anticipation that, they service the community that they are rooted in very well. And again, I'm really working on taking the word hope out of my vocabulary. I already said why several episodes ago on a couple lives ago about the word hope. And then if you're kind of in the dark about that, just go Google Dick Gregory Hope. Just put that in the YouTube browser and you'll hear his, explanation about using the word hope. Just a second, lost my place. All right, now we got it. Next article, headline reads, this father and son formed a black-owned firm that has closed $1 billion in real estate deals since 2015. The name of the business is called National Abstract. It's a title insurance firm based out in New York City. CEO is Ozzie Ruby and his son, Nadir. Nadir is Nadir. They've been doing 1 billion in sales since, I guess I already said that. They've been locking down $1 billion in sales since 2015. So that's very impressive. And again, original men doing positive things. Of course, they hire their own. Of course, they, pour back into the community. They got all kinds of, internships and vocational training programs that they have, and other things that they do for the community. So that's very good. All right. Next article, the headline reads, Black student from Chicago is the first to ever get a perfect ACT score at his school. The young man's name is Mario Hoover. He was the first ever student to get a perfect ACT score in 42 years at Providence St. Mel School in Chicago. He earned a 3.9. He currently taking 4 AP classes. His hobbies include singing in the choir, volunteering at a hospital, and the Boys and Girls Club. So yes. Very, very good. Kudos, young man. Keep it up. I think we're going to be hearing some great things about him in the next couple years if he, stays on the path he's currently on. I believe he's going to be one of the ones that provide solutions. All right. Next article headline reads, meet Jamela Donaldson. She is the founder of Treasure Tress, Europe's first and largest natural hair product discovery box. So basically, what it is it's a monthly subscription of, hair products for original people. And that's a scarcity over in Great Britain for our people. You think our government's bad. Their government is really, really horrible, the way they treat original people over there. So they kind of don't, want us to even own brick or mortar locations for businesses over there. So, but she, just using her intuition from being, over there, decided just to, flip it up on them and change the game. And she came up with an original entrepreneurial creation that's, shaking up the industry now. And I think that's probably we're going to be seeing a trend of that in the next couple of years, especially with that thing out and people don't really like going out and about still. So, and ain't nothing, safe right now. Ain't no telling when they'll push the button again and it'll be something different. So that's definitely a way to go. Okay, so next article, headline reads, 11-year-old Darby what is the young man's? 11-year-old Dominique Darby won a coding competition after creating his own video game for the first time. Dominique is, native to Jamaica. It didn't say what part of the country he's residing in currently by way of Jamaica. So he won the X Prize Connect Games competition And X Prize is a nonprofit based out in California. They're a game developer company. They got E-Line Media. Darby was named the best in his class and awarded $1,000 in the junior division for coding a project called How to Fall. Now in this game, it's a single player game, has multiple levels, and all kinds of obstacles that get in your way and try to obstruct you. I've never played the game, I've never heard of it, but it's definitely something to, look into. And again, a young king, original man doing something positive, not out here selling dope, not out here gang banging, just being the antithesis of everything they make us out to be. So I believe that's all the articles I had to share with you today. So we're going to give a warm narrative podcast round of applause for everybody who I mentioned in the articles today. They're all, doing very well and on a good path and contributing to society and destroying those negative stereotypes. All right. I did just want to go off on a little side tangent about coding. So I do have some computer background experience, and with my little limited experience that I have, I took computer tech, got me a little issue with that. Got me a little slingshot to fight with, so I'm kind of sort of tech savvy. So I know how to put computers together, components and all that good stuff. Not so much on the programming side, and from what little bit I know about coding, it's it kind of defeats the purpose of the computer, because the computer is supposed to write the program itself. The OS is supposed to write the systems, but in coding, you're key entering all the data. I don't know. It's just the out loud thought, just something isn't that more complicated? Entering in the instruction sets yourself, typing all that stuff in, rather than just letting the computer do it. It was just the out loud thought. Not pills, y'all, just mints. If you heard something, it's not pills, no barbiturates. Some good old breath mints to keep me minty fresh. All right. Well, so that's all the articles that I had to share today. And like I said, I'm going to break down my normal content for my normal broadcast day for all my new listeners. And then I'm going to go into my commentary for this evening. My goal is to always keep these as short as possible and brief as possible. So on my normal broadcast day, I never try to exceed 1 hour. And if I can help it on my lives, I never like to exceed over 45 minutes. But, sometimes that can't be helped, because when I'm doing the commentary, I get a little passionate and stuff happens. So, yeah. But anyway, on to my format. Just breaking it down, which you will have, to look forward to if you decide to join me this weekend. So first off, I start my podcast with the invite to original people that own and operate their own business and they need or would like some free promotion. I kick it off with the promo section, just offering free promotion to, original people that own and operate their own business or have their own product or service that needs some promotion. They can hit me up. I'm over 100 episodes in, so, you can go listen to one of my older episodes, one of my most recently recorded episodes to, get in on how to get the free promotion from me. I plug your business product or service on my platform 110% for free. And the reason why I'm doing that is to do my part to, help circulate the original people dollar in the original people community. Then on to my next section, which is the promotional section, where I'm promoting a contest exclusively for my platform. The name of the contest is called the Chew on This contest. And basically it's just an incentive for, my current audience to keep listening and supporting my platform, and for new listeners to support my platform by tuning in, give you an opportunity to win a free prize. And the current prize I'm offering right now is a bulk supply of your favorite snack, hence the title, Chew on This. And to get it, all you got to do is hit me up and, participate in the topic. And my current topic is shopping while black. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is for, incentive to keep supporting me if you've already been supporting me, and to draw new people, give them incentive to listen. And why did I choose shopping while black as the topic? Well, I believe this is just an ongoing phenomenon here in America and abroad. We're going to, constantly run into this problem, as long as, retailers are the way they are. And unfortunately, until we get it like universally across the board that we have our own neighborhoods and stuff again, if we have to venture outside of our own neighborhoods, we're going to, come up with this problem, with the shopping while black problem. People are going to follow us around the stores, acting like we're going to steal something, or just plain old just don't want us patronizing their business because they don't like original people. And depending on what part of the state or country you're in, they'll flat out tell you in your face, why they're being so rude and aggressive towards you. So that's just my attempt to, keep the conversation going and just keep that dialect going and give people the opportunity to share their experiences, and just kind of confirm to you that you're not crazy, you didn't imagine it, And then on to my next section, which is basically the actual start of my podcast, is the highlight section. And what I'm doing in this section is highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. And the reason why I'm doing that is to, again, stay true to my title, the narrative. I want to change the narrative, change the perception of the way we're being viewed, by providing a positive frame of reference, by highlighting entrepreneurs that own and operate their own business. They basically got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and wanted to change their life, pursue something that they were passionate about. In the highlight section, I try to highlight businesses just like of regular people with little to no educational background. They didn't have a lot of money to start out with. They didn't have a lot of expertise. Or if they did have an extensive collegiate background. It didn't necessarily align up with the business that they started. You know, it was just a passion project. And again, the reason why I'm doing that section is to provide a positive frame of reference to, you know, inspire you if you would like to start your own business. I'm just putting out the positive frames of reference that it can be done, because the powers that be try to, you know, brainwash us and, you know, push the narrative that we can't ever get off that hamster treadmill. So I just wanted to share stories with people that did. And then also in that section, the people that I highlight, you know, with their own business that they own, they do some type of philanthropy. They support the community that they're rooted in. They either pay into their own, they either have their own nonprofit organization, pay into one, or, you know, donate their product to the community, to the less fortunate. So that's, you know, definitely something positive. And then lastly, they line up with my theme. And my current theme is the season of fall. So that's what you have to look forward to in that section. Businesses owned and operated by original people. And, you know, if you come from a forest season state or area, then, you know, the season of fall, like this product kind of symbolizes that. All right, into my next section. It's called the Spotlight section. And in this section, what I'm doing is spotlighting a prominent figure. A prominent figure in the entertainment industry is usually an actor, an actress, recording artist, comedian, athlete, public figure, writer, journalist, humanitarian, just basically anyone in the eye of the public that's using their platform to represent us well. Also doing some type of philanthropy or something to further the cause, and, you know, speak unapologetically about our condition on any platform that they're on, and, you know, represent us in a positive light. Do something like either like through their like giving back, or just keeping it real, or just the way they carry and conduct themselves. And I always got to throw this one in here. I started the wave for spotlighting, because before I added a spotlight section to my podcast, nobody on the internet was spotlighting. Nobody on the YouTube was spotlighting on any platforms. Nobody was spotlighting anybody until I added the spotlight section to my podcast. And you can go back in my episode files and see, you know, fact check, and you will see what I'm saying is true. And like if you go online, wasn't nobody doing it. I'm not angry at it. I'm actually happy. That lets me know how small the internet, how it makes the world, and people are listening and paying attention, and, you know, taking away the all around thing that I want them to take away from my podcast, which is the importance of sharing positive content about our people. So in the, you know, spotlight section, I basically giving roses to, you know, people that deserve them. Like I said, people that, you know, are unapologetic about our cause on any platform, and, you know, carry themselves and conduct themselves in a certain manner that represent us well, and, you know, do some type of philanthropy, some type of giving back, and helping people, helping brothers and sisters. So The next section, after the spotlight section, is the health and wellness section. And in this section, what I'm doing is just basically sharing health and wellness advice to promote a healthy, active, fit lifestyle, especially living in the times we're living in. These mad scientists are just doing everything, putting stuff in the air, putting stuff in the food, putting stuff in our water, putting stuff in, common items that we use every day that either, alter our unique genetic cellular structure, rearrange it, or completely just try to destroy it. And our unique genetic structure, of course, is our melanin. And so, what we have to do is stay armored up. We gotta, put things, clean things in our body, clean things in our minds, and, do everything within our power to stop our immune systems from being compromised. And so that's what I'm doing in that section, is offering tips. And no, I'm not a licensed doctor or herbalist healer. I'm just like a regular guy that's used some stuff and has made some tremendous changes in my life. And I'm just putting out the information to just share. And if you get some out of it, great. So the types of tips I share is like the health benefits of, a fruit to veggie, plant, herb, extract, elixir, some type of physical exercise you can do, some type of mental exercise you can do to promote mental wellness, such as mindful breathing, such as meditation, and just basically, not stress and just be healthy and live a good life. That's what I do in that section. Next section after that is my speaking point of the day. And my speaking point of the day, I'm usually addressing current issues, either things that specifically are aimed towards us, our issues, or if something's happening around the world, I unpacking it from our perspective, how we're seeing it. And then in that section, basically what I'm doing is telling our story, because history has taught us, if you don't tell your story, you will have your story told for you. And that's what we're currently having. All these negative stereotypes, our story is being told for us in a negative way. So it's up to each and every one of us to, tell our story. That's why I call my core audience my narrators. So, and the reason why I call them narrators, because, we all have the power to change the narrative. We're all narrators to some small capacity. We walk around all day with these mini computers in our pocket, aka the cell phone. Like, we can share information. We can network and do some positive, impactful things with them. We can create content with them. So we can change the narrative to some small capacity by, choosing what we share online. So after my speaking point of the day, I close out with a final thoughts. And my final thought is just a gem, a pearl of wisdom, an observation that I've made, or just, something that will challenge critical thinking, or something that just will resonate with you. You'd be like, I never thought about it like that. Something motivational, something inspiring, just, a final thought to leave you engrossed in the content. And that's it. That's the Narrative Podcast Experience in a nutshell. Yeah. All right. So like I said, this is a live edition, and on to my commentary. Today's commentary is, I'm probably going to incorporate this in pretty much all my you know, content until the end of this year for sure, and the latter part of next year. By next year, I'm hoping to have guests and all that, and I'm getting stuff situated and rolling because I only been doing this for like not that long. This would probably be like episode 147 in the log. I started out in the summertime doing this, but the platform is growing with each broadcast. I'm getting new listeners. I'm building momentum. But anyway, so my commentary is basically going to be, reparations. It's midterm election, and like right now, everybody's saying, get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. Do it, go to the poll, vote. And I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. If you want to vote, vote. If you do not want to vote, don't vote. But what you need to do, what you absolutely need to do, is participate in the movement to, get reparations for our people. We have to let go of this negativism that we're never going to get it. Because for one thing, we've never officially asked for it. Like, we're not documented nowhere, like on the books is like asking our government for it. That's kind of first and foremost. I could be wrong about that, but the little bit of knowledge I have on that, we haven't actually asked for it. We need to stay persistent, demanding the reparations, because at this point we shouldn't even be asking, we should be demanding it, because so many people have been compensated by our governments ahead of us, and we're the ones that built it. So we need to that needs to be the whole mode for the rest of, this year, is reparations. Like right now, I like to beseech like all the content creators out there on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Like if you got a following, if you're getting views, if you're getting clicks and you're getting likes, you're original man, you're original woman, it is your absolute duty to be sharing the importance of reparations. We need this. This is owed to us. This is a birthright. We built this country. We deserve and need that money for everything that's been done to us. Like I said, I'm not big on the politics. If you want to vote, vote. If you don't want to vote, vote. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to tell lies. Not voting is not really going to, do anything. I mean, we can argue and debate all you like, but if you don't want to vote, you shouldn't be making people feel like ish for not voting, for wanting to withhold their vote, because unless there's some tangibles on the table for us, what's the sense in voting? And like I said, I don't care if you do, I don't care if you don't. I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. I just want to, get it established. We need to respect each other. That's one of our biggest problems. We need to respect each other. We have to learn how to civilly agree to disagree. That's why we're not on the same page now. That's why we don't have it, because we got some of us be like, oh, they ain't never going to give it to us. Why are we wasting our time asking for it? And we got others that's ready right now. They're ready for war. They're ready. Brother Tariq Nasheed, he's hosting, a reparations rally on November 5th. So he's like the biggest voice out there. There's all kinds of other, organizations pro reparations, and like I'm beseeching everybody to, participate in the movement in some type of way, some small capacity. Then I'm also beseeching our immigrant brothers and sisters, original people. If you're currently residing in America, it's also in your best interest that we get our reparations. Because if we get our reparations, you will benefit even more, because you're already benefiting from it by being in this country. Because if it wasn't us, you wouldn't have a country to immigrate to. So you're benefiting from it, like partially benefiting from it right now with your education, with your job, and any other thing, you didn't have before you came to this country. So we can stop the division, because it's a good look for y'all too to, get behind us and support us. Because if we get ours, you better believe wherever you came from, you're going to get yours. Because if it's one thing, can't nobody stand, nobody can stand America, nobody wants to be outclassed and upstaged by America. So it only makes logical sense that after we get ours, your government will try to, show America up by giving you something and more than what they gave us. But to no avail, we need your help, because we all need to be on one accord. We all need to be working together to get this. This needs to be the speaking point for the entire year. We don't need to keep getting sidetracked with celebrity gossip. We don't need to be getting sidetracked with things in the media that doesn't have anything to do with anything. We don't got to be total sticks in the mud. Cultural hip hop is entertainment. It's very entertaining at times, but we don't need to be so engrossed and consumed in it that we forget what's important. And what's important right now is reparations. We need it. We need it badly. Money is not the end all be all. It is a tool. But we need some tools to build a nation, to build back what got taken away from us. Because at one point in time, we had our own neighborhoods. We had our own schools. We had our own hospitals. And before anybody says it, well, isn't that what Dr. Martin Luther King was fighting for and all those civil rights people was fighting for, so we didn't have to live segregated? No, what they was fighting for was us just not to die. That's what they was actually fighting for. They was fighting for people that didn't look like us to come into our neighborhoods and, commit physical acts of violence and aggression towards us. That's what they were fighting for. They wasn't fighting for us to give up, our businesses, just integrate to us and, live around Caucasian people and date Caucasian people. That's not what they were fighting for. They were fighting for our general well-being, to be left alone and live prosperous in peace and harmony. And of course, the human factor, we will one of these days sit down at the proverbial table of brotherhood. But first, before we do that, we got to, square this business away once and for all. You can't say you're a humanitarian. You can't say that you're not a racist if you're sitting up there being complicit and all right with the way things are for us in this country. You have no right to call yourself, open-minded or accepting of all races. You have no right to call yourself a Christian. You have no right to call yourself a Muslim. You have no right to call yourself a Buddhist or whatever if you're complicit and all right with the way original people are being treated in this country. If you're complicit and all right with original people never receiving compensatory damages for everything that they've been put through, you don't deserve the right to be called yourself a human being. If you're complicit and all right with that, if that doesn't make you feel bad. And I'm also, since I just opened the can of the spiritual can, I'm also beseeching our spiritual community, all our Christians, all our Muslims, all our Buddhists, whatever spiritual, practice you're following, whatever spiritual discipline you're following. I'm also beseeching, a time of purity. We need to be praying, fasting, and meditating right now on one accord. So all the religious leaders, Christians, Muslim imams, pastors, bishops, whatever, have your flock, maybe one day, maybe a week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, by the end of this year. Set up a spiritual regimen where we're praying, meditating, and fasting for, reparations, to get that spiritual discipline, because half of it is, spiritual, because it is some demonic forces surrounding us not having it. Because that's just wicked and evil to be complicit about, or having an "oh well, it don't concern me" attitude towards this thing. And it concerns all of us. You should feel like the biggest piece of feces on earth that you sit up here in America all these years and never said nothing, and seen all these other races get compensatory damages before the original people that were here first, that built this country. We got skipped over. Japanese participated in Pearl Harbor, the bombing of Pearl Harbor. They got compensatory damages. The survivor members of that got compensatory damages for that. Enemies of the United States. What our country do? They gave them some money. I'm sorry. I know, like it's with the whole, yay thing. It's like a slippery, hot button issue. But Jews, let's talk about it. The Holocaust happened in Nazi Germany. Didn't even happen on the soil of the United States. Our government gave Holocaust survivors compensatory damages for something that didn't even happen in America. We living in a damn Holocaust. Every single day we wake up. Slavery never ended, it just took a different form. So if you claim to be of God, you should be joining in, using your voice, proving that you're for reparations for, the original people. Now, not to be disrespectful, like Brother Tariq Nasheed, he refers to us as foundational Black Americans, and I'm fine with that. I love the foundational part because that speaks volumes. I already told you why I'm not with the Black part, but yeah, we do. Let's talk about it. We keep on getting spin because when they give us something, it's never nothing exclusively for us. It's all we got to share with all these other groups. They try to lump us in with all these other groups. Nothing just specifically for us. They're going to say, we're going to give it to all people of color. What? You know what I mean? So, like, let's level the playing field. Let's get us some tangibles so we can start to close this wealth gap. And then we can get on to the prosperity and being just, brothers and sisters in the human race. But we can't be brothers and sisters in the human race if you're complicit and all right with us being in the state that we're in. After we get our reparations, sure, we'll address the things we need to address in our community. But we can't do that in the state we're in now. How are we going to fix our issues with no tangibles? How are you going to build something without tools? You need tools to build. Money's a tool. To hold that from us is criminal. Like, what has to happen to make you see the divide? Somebody else got to get choked out for 9 minutes to make you realize that the playing field's not level? Yeah, you might not have participated in the slave trade, but you benefited from it. Because all the principles from the slave trade used to build this country is still in place today. So I'm beseeching everybody listening tonight to find out how to get involved with reparations. Go online, do your Googles. If an organization doesn't exist in the state you're in, make one. Everybody needs to make it their business to keep the conversation of reparations on the table. So whatever candidate you are, whatever party you're subscribed to, whether you're Democrat, Republican, independent, conservative, liberal, left, right, whatever, the conversation needs to be had. All candidates running should have that on the ballot. Everybody needs to be having that coming out of their mouth. Reparations, how we intend not spend it. We'll talk about it after elections. This guy in office had the audacity to say, we're going to talk about it after the elections. Like after they got this thing iced. We'll just take your vote, but then not give you nothing. So we need to just really be all up in their face. We need to keep on their neck and keep applying this pressure. Like I said, our greatest weapon in this is social media. Instead of being on social media, sitting up there roasting people in all this foolishness we engage in on social media, we need to be using this platform to, speak about reparations. Like we need to be having all kinds of, town hall meetings. We need to flood YouTube. We need to flood TikTok. Reparations. That's the tone we need to set for the rest of the year. Hell no, you can't get no rest. We ain't had no rest in over 400 years. You think you get a nap? You think you can just put your fingers in your ears and be like, la, 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 every time we say the R word? Nah, hell no. Hell no. Reparations, big mood. That's the energy we need to keep. Because I just don't understand as a people, if you gave me $200 and I took my time in paying you back, if say you gave me $200 Wednesday, You asked me for the $200 on Thursday. I ain't got it. Okay, cool. Then you asked Saturday. I don't got it. Cool. Come Monday, I ain't got that $200. And when you ask again, I'm gonna have an MFing problem, ain't I? So we need to keep that same energy that we have for each other when we don't have money to pay a debt we owe to our government. They've been owing this debt since America has been conceived.